Hey guys, Banana Cooler back again. Wow, what a day yesterday. With the announcement of the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, July 20th on Netflix of all places, which is kind of cool since we won't have to pay extra money to get the fight and watch the fight. You know, as a longtime boxing fan, a lover of the sweet science of boxing, I took a little while before I made a video about this just because I wasn't sure what I thought. My initial thoughts were this is terrible. Jake's fighting a senior citizen. What's going on? 6 months ago, Mike was walking with a cane. Now he's going to fight, Jake Paul. So, anyways, here I am. Been a big fan of Mike. He was probably one of the first, really main guys that I started watching on boxing. Watched Ali, of course, but kind of caught him at the end of his prime. Watched a lot of his fights since then, of course, but Larry Holmes, was a heavyweight when I was younger, and went through Mike. He became the champion against a fight against Trevor Burbick in 1986. I think he unified the title, became undisputed in 87, August of 87. He was the most well-recognized person on the planet in the late 80s, early 90s. Probably even more recognizable than Michael Jordan. Had some ups and downs. I went to prison. Had some great fights too, but went to prison. But was always an entertaining boxer. Had some wars. But the one thing about Mike was he would intimidate people. That people were scared to fight this guy. I remember he was watching the pay-per-view against him and Frank Bruno. I think the second time they fought, and just you could see on the walkout to the ring, Bruno was done, and I think Mike finished him off in the fourth round. He fought Michael Spinks, who was undefeated at the time. I remember I watched that one with my dad, and I put down my popcorn. The fight was over. Just annihilated Michael Spinks in under 2 minutes. Had some great fights. And there's been a lot of great boxers that were super popular. It was really an event back then. It was Tyson Holyfield where, he bit his ear. Tyson Holyfield too. Riddick Bowe was a great a great heavyweight, as well as Lennox Lewis. And, we've seen so many, but Mike stands out because just the ferocity and the, frightening aspect of fighting Mike Tyson was a real thing. I think Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince had a song, I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson. I don't know if Jake Paul was listening to it, but here we are. It's going to be great. July 20th, like I said, on Netflix, which is interesting in itself. That's a whole other topic of conversation about how Netflix is, they have WWE contract now to show Raw starting 2025. Now they have this. Live sports is, the hottest commodity and, for these streaming services. And I think this is one of Netflix's ways to get around having to sign a massive deal with, the big four, right? So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, back to the fight. I mean, Jake Paul, smart guy, done some dumb things, but definitely a smart guy. And, so he's had a rise and fall just like Mike, and now he's risen back up and, lost to Tommy Fury in his last fight. I don't see a lot of upside for him on this one. Obviously, money. And I'm sure at some point we'll find out how much Netflix gave these guys to split up. But you're fighting someone who's 57. Like I said earlier, was using a cane not too long ago. Is turning 58 by the time the fight happens, if I'm not mistaken, and is a senior citizen. And you're going to box him, and I don't know if that's going to legitimize you or not, but I don't see a lot of upside because if you win, you beat a senior citizen, and if you lose, you lost to an old guy. And but it's good for the sport of boxing. It brings more eyes to the sport. It's kind of lost a lot of luster through for many reasons. UFC's been more prominent, and boxing has had a lot of issues. It's always had a lot of issues, but it's had a lot of issues, and I guess this is good to bring eyes back to the sport that a lot of us really used to watch all the time. And like I said, it was an event. You would get together, get the pay-per-view, everyone would talk about it. Who's the heavyweight champion? How quickly is Mike gonna knock somebody out? I remember when he fought Buster Douglas. Wow, what a shock that was. Crazy upset, but we'll see. I know what I want to have happen. I would like to see Mike go in there and destroy Paul in under 2 minutes, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Jake Paul, to his credit, is not going to take it lightly, and also to his credit, he's done a lot to bring more eyes to the sport of boxing. So, should be exciting. Can't miss this one. It's going to be must-watch TV, and pretty much everybody has Netflix, so I guess we'll all be watching together at the same time. But yeah, that was quite an announcement, and we'll see what happens.